Yes. Yes. Yes, y'all. Barber College Success, brought to you by Craig Charles of Crown Cutz Academy, JC, Crown Cutz Academy, Bristol, Virginia, and Craig's Crown Cutz downtown Johnson City. Barber College Success, a platform where we spread the love the Tri-City way. No, we spread the love the Crown Cutz way because that's the only way. Dropping information for new barbers, for barbers who are in school, or even barbers who are out of school. Just kind of give them updates on trends, what's going on, how to navigate the life of being a barber, how to navigate your time during school, what's the best way to tackle and handle some things while you're in school. Because everybody go through the same problem. But I have my co-hosts. I'm going to let them introduce themselves before we drop some more gems.
Jordan Barber School 52 from Bristol, Tennessee.
Every time I see Jordan look at me like that, it kills me. I caught it on camera a couple of times.
You always laugh at him.
No, because the way he look at me when he does.
Because he knows when he's supposed to come in. I know he's just staring at me.
I'm waiting for him to say. I want him to say everything he wants to say. I hope for him to change his Instagram though. I don't know. I was waiting for.
Yeah.
Am I Fields? Am I your barber on Instagram? Happy to be here. It's a little cold outside. I don't know if it's cold where you're listening. But it's cold here.
It was a little brisk. It was coming down. It was a little brisk. You got to respect that. Yep. Man, so now we got a dope top. But again, shout out to, again, Feed Spot for ranking us in the top 25 podcasts in the world, top 25 podcasts in the United States. Shout out to Feed Spot. We love those reviews. We had several great reviews this week. I'm going to share them and give a shout out to the guys who gave some reviews. But we have a great topic today. You got your kit. Now what? Now what? You got your kit. Everybody's always anxious to come to school to get their kit, to see what's in the kit. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to have like an unboxing of the kit, make it a special event, and make a reel of it.
That would be cool.
That'd be dope.
Yeah. And like the sneaker unboxing, just the kit unboxing.
I think it's funny because like students, when they get their kit, they want to get their stuff to cut hair, but then they're taking stuff out and looking at it like it's Dr. Tools or something. Like they don't know what this does. Like, what is this? What is that?
But the good thing is, it's almost like Christmas time.
Yeah.
You got your box, you got all these new supplies, and you're like you said, what do you do with this? But the only thing they kind of stare their attention to are the clippers.
Yeah. It's like a rite of passage.
Yeah. Oh, I got my kit. I'm getting my kit. I had it all the time. I'm getting my kit. Oh, when am I getting my kit? In most schools, typically you get your kit after like 150, 200 hours. But a lot of schools, they kind of split the kits up where they give you the stuff that you need, like a mannequin, your clips, probably your combs, because when you go to school, the first week you're doing the basics, learning sanitation, learning things that's going to get you on the floor quick. And then you get your kit.
It's good. It gives them something to look forward to.
Yeah, because you're not ready to handle what's in that kit right away when you get to school.
No.
Yeah, a lot of people they be wanting it, and then once they get it, they're like, "What now?" I got it, so I knew that when I got mine, I was ready to go, but I was also terrified.
Now you have to put.
It's real now.
All that energy that you had, all that tough energy that you had about wanting to cut hair. Now the show's on, the light's on. Now you got to play ball. And the whole thought process of most students is like, I got these clippers. I don't want to mess nobody up.
Yeah.
I don't want to cut. If I mess somebody up, it's going to kill my reputation. I was like, you in school. You shouldn't even worry about that.
I got a message from a student the other day, and he was telling me he was doing clip over comb, and he balled a dude out. Like, had to make it a high fade doing clip over comb. That's one of the things you gotta go through to deal with.
It took me the longest time to get good at clip over comb. Like that was one thing I was actually real nervous at because I didn't understand it. Like I didn't understand how big of the what guard it referenced to as for clip over comb. Like if you close it, it's a 1.5, right? And then if it's open, it's like obviously a 2, or something like that.
And then you have to realize you have to roll the comb backwards.
You gotta angle it.
Yeah, you have to angle it. You have to roll the comb backwards. You don't keep it straight to the head. That's what you got.
You
Or
got
you
to
keep
do.
making a transition line.
When I got people, and I've done it before, still to this day, but I'll have a comb, and you be gliding, like you rolling
under the comb.
Yeah, you under the comb. You slide under the comb.
That joke. Oh,
You can do that anytime.
anytime. You gotta take your time.
And that's the importance. You have your kit. Now what? You so focused on getting these clippers and these tools to jump on the floor. But most schools, I assume, I know Maya for sure, we teach you the basics, how to get on the floor. You have to learn how to hold your shears, how to hold your comb, how to use your chair. Even before all of that, sanitation, the barber side certification you have to get, the domestic violence that Tennessee requires that all students have to get right now. We do those things before. There's a precursor before you start cutting. And I think most students don't realize that the time goes by fast. So enjoy all your time, all the times when you're learning how to do certain things. Because if you don't, and first off, don't miss days.
No.
Don't miss days, especially the first 3 months of school. Don't miss days. Don't miss days.
Of course, emergencies happen, and real life happens. But I mean, missing a softball game is not an excuse.
Or my girlfriend's birthday is Friday. I can't come to school.
My dog is sick.
Yeah, you can't do that.
I don't know if I can say that. Some people are super animal lovers. I might get some backlash for that.
I mean, but hey,
I've heard that before though, and like my dog is sick, and then they out golfing. Like I've heard that. Like I've seen that.
Then they
before.
out golfing.
I'm telling you, I've seen it before. It's real.
You know what? We can come up with a podcast of excuses that students have made.
Yeah.
My goat escaped the pen this morning.
My goat escaped.
That was a real one.
No, it wasn't. Really? You heard that one?
So I had to.
Had to chase my goats.
I mean, I could come up with excuses that students make all the time. There's a ton. Can you remember an excuse that you made, Jordan? Just being real.
My clippers were stolen.
Because you're the last one in the podcast who
They showed up the next day.
You remember? Just be real.
I'm trying to think because I really
Jordan came to school.
I came to school almost every day.
Put an excuse for something while you was in school that you made.
I overslept.
You?
I mean, that's the only thing that I could think of because I really didn't. I liked being there. I enjoyed school, so I didn't really want to miss school.
That's dope.
Not that I know of. I can't. Yeah, honestly, I'm being honest. For real, I don't think I ever really made an excuse not to come because I would work and still came. I mean, whatever. It didn't. I enjoyed being there. That's different. I don't know compared to somebody else that probably wouldn't want to be there. They probably make up a whole bunch of excuses.
And another thing too. Don't get discouraged. It's not the time to be discouraged because you don't have your kit yet. Because a lot of students get discouraged because they don't have their kit. And they kind of mope around and don't want to learn nothing else because they don't have the kit. That's normal. It's okay.
Yeah.
Your kit's going to come because when you get your kit, there's going to be anxiety. So learn all the basics you can.
I got a question. Is a kit like mandated through DPOR or like the stuff that's in the kit? Is it like a list of things sent down by DPOR that you have to give?
Yes, they give you a list in the Barber School handbook. And they give you a list of the basic things that they would require in a kit. But a lot of times, most schools, what they do, they add to their kit or they just keep it basic. I like to add to my kit. That's why I give, and my kits have 2 cordless clippers, the Babyliss and the Andes, not the Andes, but the Magic Clips.
Yeah. So
you can get the Babyliss and the Magic Clips. And I know students, that's some of the hardest clippers in the game. And you want some hard clippers. You want some tough clippers.
Yeah.
The foil shaver, the trimmers.
The foil shaver is not something they require you to have on the...
No. But that's something that you should want to get.
It's a necessity now.
It's a necessity. You want to, because the kit actually makes the school. Because one of the complaints when I was doing research in schools, a lot of students were disappointed with their kits.
Just because they felt like they got cheap.
Yeah, they got cheap equipment. They didn't get enough stuff. So a lot of students get disappointed with their kit. And my main focus was when I started in school, I was like, I want people to be happy. Like you unboxing your kit, it's almost like Christmas Day.
Yeah.
You opening all these boxes of stuff, and they just come, and you're just like, wow. And you seeing heavy hitters in your kit. I mean, that helps develop your confidence.
Mm-hmm. And also, when you're watching people do haircut tutorials and stuff on YouTube, you can see like they have similar tools that you have, so you feel like you have what you need to be successful.
And instantly, when I opened my school, one thing I did too, I was like, a lot of schools that I visited, they had the corded clippers. And I understand why, because the corded clippers have a consistent charge.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times too, when people are trying to fade or break a line, they can't break their line. And the reason for that is your clippers are dying. The clippers are not coming with the same charge if they're cordless.
Yeah.
But the consistent charge is just constant, and you could do more with that. But my analogy was I want it to be a little bit more ergonomical, a little bit more convenient for the students, because you're not running around cords and you're not because we got some clumsy people. And
I started with the corded masters. That was my first clipper. Them must got hot.
I tried using the also fast feeds.
I had them.
I mean, I liked them, but it just couldn't. I felt like I couldn't get a good flick because the cord was weighing it down.
You got to hold the cord with the. You get.
I'm not doing that. I used to.
And don't get me wrong, that's what I started off with. I mean, I ain't had no option. I didn't think about corded clippers, but I wanted to make it a little bit more easier, more comfortable, and just give you confidence, because you know, in school it's all about confidence. When students have confidence, they feel better.
I don't think I could use a corded clipper anymore, like just because. I mean, I know I could, but. I mean, just the freedom to move with a cordless clipper is just the way to go. I mean, you lose power in some instances, but I mean, it's just so.
You might just have to buy more clippers.
Yeah.
And always have I mean, for me, when I was in the shop, I wanted at least 3 pairs of trimmers and 4 pairs of clippers.
I mean, and you probably have to do. I mean, I think you almost have to. You know, that you get the kit, but when you really get into cutting hair, you're going to have more than one clipper, more than one trimmer to do different things. And when you first start off, you don't need all those things. You need to learn how to use what you got and explore what you have. Once you get a full grasp on the capability of the stuff that you have, then some students want to go out and spend hundreds of dollars.
Yeah, that was me.
Jordan, I told Jordan.
I used to buy clippers all the time.
When you're in school, you more often than not, and more school owners right now, I would think, are giving some heavy hitters and kits.
Yeah.
So use what you have, because a lot of times students are thinking the more clippers they have, the better clippers they have is going to help them be a better barber right away.
No.
The
clippers don't do the work. You do the work.
When you become seasoned and you understand how to cut hair, there's going to be some efficiency positive when you have certain type of clippers.
Mm-hmm. And when I'm instructing and helping students with like haircuts or demonstrating things, I always try to use the stuff that the students have.
Right.
So they don't feel like they need to have a certain thing to be successful. Now, I might borrow some from one student, a pair of babless trimmers, which I feel like babless trimmers almost are essential now. I mean, but like you have to.
When I started cutting my own hair, I just had one pair of clippers. It did the fade and it did the lineup.
Yeah, I remember it was you and KG telling me that.
It did the fade and the lineup. You know what I mean? I zero gap my clippers so they could just and I'm good. What you saying, Jordan? I mean,
we got to do that. We got to have
clipper. Was that?
It was the
probably
wall.
Wall. Seniors.
It was a wall. It was a wall. It wasn't the seniors, but it was a wall.
They didn't have seniors. It just wall back then.
No, they had the seniors go way back. Now the seniors go way back.
That's like back in the day. They just had a Chevy.
There was no other off-brand. The others.
What are you talking about? There was El Camino. There was Chevette.
Yeah, when they first had it was just Chevy. You had a Chevrolet. That's what I got.
They had a whole bunch. They had a whole bunch. But yeah, y'all do tripping. Jordan said, dang. You said one pair of clippers doing the cutting and
that's tough, man.
You got to work with what you got.
Yeah. I mean, I could probably do that.
We should do that. We should do like a competition, like
with one clipper.
Just one clipper, corded clipper, whole haircut, no scissors.
I could do that.
By the way, we're doing an in-house competition for the students on Saturday. I'm starting a new series where
this Saturday.
Yes.
I thought the graduation was this Saturday.
It's going to be in the morning. We still have school. Graduation is 5 to 7. And I started this new series where I just want to do an in-house competition. What it's doing is kind of help build the students up for when we do the major fades and flows and we invite people.
That'll be good because some people are intimidated. They're very intimidated to go to the school.
So yeah, no, it is. So we're just going to do it with people, with their peers and me and other instructors judging them.
That'd be dope.
And it's going to be from 100, from 0 to like 300 hours, the first set of students. So we have about 4 of them. And then the following weekend, it'll be the more senior students. We're going to have them do a competition with themselves.
They're gonna be tough.
Yeah.
Because all the senior students now, well, most of them, when they first started, they went ahead and did a competition at Johnson City. So they're seasoned.
Yeah, so which is good. I think the competition is good. And then another one thing I came up with, we're going to do a paint night, where people go out and look at one object and paint it. We're going to do a class with that during school.
Okay.
Like a clipper paint. We might paint a pair of clippers, paint the barber chair or something.
That's dope.
Just kind of add more things to the school to make it fun. Because my whole goal is when you make learning fun, people participate. Yeah, so.
And I mean, also to help with their creativity. So, I mean, that helps with, I mean, barbering in general is just art. It's an art. Yeah, it all makes sense.
Some of the biggest things that we do at the school that we have fun. When we do the big Jenga set, I mean, we have a ball. We'll have on a test day, we'll have students ask questions and do the Jenga, the big Jenga in the middle of the table, in the middle of the floor, on the lab, and everybody sitting in the barber chairs. Just kind of break the monotony of school and make it so, and they love that. So I want to keep adding different things to keep it fun.
You want to Crown Cutz, you're going to have to get some watercolors in your kit.
Some brushes, some charcoal.
There you go.
I mean, no, we actually working on upgrading all the kits for all the students right now. We're going to have some super dope kits coming up here soon for like the barbers, the cosmetologists, the esthetician, and the nail techs. Everybody's kit is going to be souped up now.
Yeah, I've seen all the work that goes into putting a kit together. It's a lot of work. Yeah. Mackenzie is doing it.
Oh yeah, shout out to Mackenzie. She's working so hard, and a lot of people don't realize how many people behind the scene work at the school to make things go. And
the contractual agreements that you have to have to get all the things that you need.
So students, if you have some complaints, kind of ease up a little bit, because administrators and the school staff, they work hard to keep you on track and make the school as fun as possible. Well, I do. I know for sure.
You can speak for yourself.
I mean, there are a lot of other great school owners.
We've been to a lot of good schools.
Shout out to my guy, Donnie, in South Dakota. He has a really great school. We bounce ideas off each other all the time. And there's several other schools. My guy, Tim, in Chattanooga.
Tim.
Yeah, Tim does some wonderful thing at Barber College. And guy Rob in Morristown, KO Barber Academy, and so much other more barber schools that we have been to that are doing some wonderful things.
We went to one in Charleston.
Yes, one in Charleston, and then there's Faded University in Nashville.
No Grease.
There's some dope barber schools out there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was dope. No Grease is a dope school, man. It's nice. They all gotta wear ties.
Yeah, that's dope. I mean, it's starting off tough with the professionalism. I like that. I mean, that goes a long way. And I see what Tyreek does with his Premier Academy in Pennsylvania. And then, there's a ton of barber schools. And then my guy, he's in Pennsylvania too. He's up there doing wonderful things. Yep. So Metro Barber Academy in Pennsylvania, some great barber school. And I met some great people who've done some things. So I know we're all invested, and our whole focus is the student. Contrary to what a lot of students think. But, you got your kit, now what?
It's time to get to work, man.
It's time to get to work and change that mindset of coming to barber school and just thinking that all you're going to do is just cut hair and be a hair cutter. There's so much more. Because the kit has so many different things to help prepare you for all the services.
Yeah, if you don't use everything in your kit by the time you leave barber school, then you didn't utilize your time properly.
And also, you have to bring everything in your kit to school every day.
Yes. There's a lot of students that brought a book and clippers, and that was it. Right. Or they just brought clippers. Or just a book.
And most schools have lockers. So put your stuff in a locker. Come to school prepared so you're able to do everything. Everything. And pace yourself. pace yourself because school is tough now because you have to study. You have to take some time to learn the skill of what you're doing. And don't just study in school. Don't just practice in school and go home and leave your textbook and leave your stuff at school. Mm-hmm. Too many students leave their textbooks at school, leave their equipment at school. That's yours for you to utilize, for you to learn.
Yeah, and also barbering is becoming way more popularized. There's so many more barbers coming out of school every single day. So you need to set yourself apart, and it starts with school. It starts with the first day of school, going to school, learn everything you can, not turn down any service, and continuing to grow. You need to set yourself apart because right now, this industry, the self-care industry, cosmetology industry is hot. It is hot.
It's $32, $36 billion industry a year.
That's right. And there's so many people coming into it right now. How are you going to set yourself apart? Because at the end of the day, whoever's giving the best quality service is going to be the one that's going to make it. So, so you have to give 100% to what you're doing, or else you're going to get left in the dust.
Oh, by far.
Yes, sir.
I've even thought about the next step is adding like a photography class to barbering.
I think that'd be dope.
So putting like a camera in everybody's kit moving forward.
I think the mental health class should be something that should be highlighted.
That's part of it. That's part of it. Then moving forward, we're going to do that. The mental health, photography, all that. So have a area in the school where a photographer will come in and teach students how to take pictures. Jordan, you can't get back into school. You talking about, oh my gosh, like you missing out on something.
I mean, I think I take pretty good pictures now, but gosh, that'd be dope, man. I ain't a lot, like for real.
I mean, you showing it like a good way, like just showing how you take your clips of presenting. That's like the way you do your videos, the way you present your haircut is really nice. So showing somebody like how to maximize.
Taylor Jade is doing a wonderful thing. I love
Jade's cooking.
Amazing.
She.
I don't know if she got signed, the 245 has contacted her, but she has a code now at 245.
I was like, what?
I know, right? She cooking. She's doing all the right things, and she's still in school. So
and the thing is, you can do that. Most students focus on the wrong things when they're in school. Focus on complaining about certain things that are out of their control.
And just be the best you could be right there for yourself.
I think it's really just because when you're in school, you're like, man, I'm not good enough to where I can show off my haircuts. Because if I post it on there, everybody's gonna think I'm trash. But in your mindset, you should really be thinking and like posting that and going back to reflecting later on in your career about, wow, like my change. People like seeing the change in your
progression.
Yeah, your progression. Yeah, they like seeing that. Like they like seeing you at your lowest and then they're seeing you at your highest. It just makes you look, I mean, everybody thinks cool. Yeah.
And Mike Epps, who's a student now at the school, I was cutting his, I started off as an apprentice, and he told me that he was watching my Instagram and slowly seeing me get better. And then he finally decided, okay, I'm going to let him try to cut my hair. But he paid attention to that.
And that's big because I've heard even students saying, I've deleted all my haircuts from the early days. I'm like, why?
Keep them on there. I keep mine on there. I'm keeping mine on there.
I might take one or two off.
I'll keep mine on there forever.
But people want to see where you've been to the bottom. Like Drake said, I'm coming from the bottom, now I'm here. Imagine just saying I'm here. I'm here.
Well,
you know what I mean? That wouldn't even sound right.
The ones I took off, I actually made a video, a conglomerate of the video of my first haircuts and posted it so people could see like it didn't just happen. Like this was it took some growth.
And that's how you gain clients. That's how you gain followers. That's how you gain people who really want to support you.
Yeah, you should do that, Jordan. You should take the ones and just put them all on the video. You did?
Yeah. Shows how much he pays attention to my page.
I mean, you show me a picture I ain't like. You show me a post I ain't like, Jordan.
No, you're right. He's right. He loves me.
Show me a post that I haven't liked.
That's dare him.
Yeah. It's all right. So you can say the same for me though.
Hey, listen, it's all love, man.
And that's a great point right there. Supporting your peers. If they have a picture up, go over there and like it.
Comment, like, repost, share it. Yeah, share it.
Like we have we were here recently. I've seen that. Me and my IC Esco, like we've been trying to get on a trend of everybody kind of like sharing each other's stuff. I think that's so dope.
But that's how you get big. That's how you grow. That's how you get better.
And that's what's important. And that's that's the community. We can all be successful. You know, we should all celebrate the small victories. You know,
and it doesn't hurt you. It only helps because the support that you get from each other you got your kit. Now what? Start supporting each other.
There you go.
Start taking pictures. Start having a journal of your progress.
If you're a student in school, show off your kit. Look at what I got. Take a video of you unboxing your kit.
Yeah.
You know, show your excitement to hold a pair of clippers, to cut them on for these are mine. These are my clippers.
And don't be afraid or ashamed to show your first haircut, even though it's terrible. People might laugh. People will make fun. But then those same people who will laugh and make fun of you, those are the ones who will congratulate you 6 months from now, 9 months from now. It's like, man, you came a long way.
Do you remember your first haircut?
Can't remember.
Jordan? You remember
Yeah, I
yours?
remember mine.
Yeah.
My first haircut took 2 hours.
What was it?
It was a mid fade on
Oh, you did a
twist.
mid-ball fade?
Yeah, mid fade on a twist. On
Talking about in school?
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's coming.
yeah, and I had 4 back-to-back fades that day.
My first haircut was on an old man. He said, just cut it all off, Sonny. You can't mess it up.
Yes.
Just bust it all off.
I mean, I think my first haircut was on me. I mean, I went to
Oh, your mom.
she was one of my second after.
Okay.
But I did my first haircut on myself.
That's right.
Yeah,
I
because
remember the story.
I went to the barber shop and
Dude messed you up.
no, he didn't. I wanted to be a barber and I watched everything that he did. I watched his whole step. So my whole day was just observing this dude. He didn't even know that. I'm sitting there observing him in the mirror and taking and stealing his steps and what he did. And some of the same techniques that he did, he showed me that day, I used today to teach some of the students.
You remember his name?
I don't remember his name. I remember how he was dressed. I remember what he looked like and everything. I remember where the shop was. I'll take you to the shop when we go back to Boston.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
With Mitch, we go to Fenway. You
I
trying
see
to watch a
him in
baseball game? You don't go watch a baseball
I said I would.
Oh yeah,
down.
we almost called you, but am I supposed to do that about going to the game on Monday?
Where's it at?
Nah, we thought about it when we was leaving. It was like, man, Jordan would have loved to come to this game, to the Celtics game, Celtics in Charlotte.
Oh, what? Yes, that's crazy. Okay, yeah. Y'all gotta let me know.
But you know how you be sporadic at times.
Okay, sporadic. Y'all gotta let me know ahead of time, man.
But we let you know ahead of time. We going on a tour for baseball games.
I think we said Philly, Washington, and Pittsburgh. I think that's what we talked about.
We're just gonna go and just check it out. So
Yeah, I'm down. I'm down. That's all you need to hear. I was all down.
yeah,
I'm down.
you down?
Yeah,
For whatever now. Am I? You hear him now, right?
World
I'm
tour.
down.
Yeah.
Got you.
You man, you know my saving and my checking in there.
Yeah, tell him about
Can't go to my
tell him
graduation.
about the MVP chant.
Listen, Jason Taylor dropped 50 on the Hornets. Craig was in. They were shooting free throws. This place was dead quiet because the Hornets was getting killed. Craig goes, MVP, MVP. The whole stadium. I mean, he starts rocking, bro. He started the MVP chant. That's
Dang.
crazy.
It was dope.
Y'all went to that game?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, bro. That's what I'm talking about. Y'all see this? Y'all listen to this? Gosh.
You was busy, Jordan.
Nah, I wasn't busy.
Said MVP, MVP.
Yeah, we had a good time.
I could not believe he started that though. That was crazy.
It was crazy. The whole stadium went rocking. MVP. I'm like I would say like 60% of the stadium was Celtics fans.
Craig pissed the whole stadium off because like everybody once he did that, they shot MVP. The whole stadium started screaming the Hornets fans was going crazy too.
It was rocking.
It's disrespectful to hear MVP chant
In Charlotte.
Yeah, out your own home city.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
that was dope. It was a good game. But hey, that's part of the culture that we're doing that barbers can do. You know what I mean? The camaraderie, being able to share fun times. Like that's why I love this industry because our relationship, the things that we have going for us, is just like on another level.
Yeah, I mean that's all you got. At the end of the day, like the whole cell phone thing is smoke and mirrors. Like, it's cool to have likes. It's cool to be followed and be respected. And sometimes that's what it takes to be marketed and get to that next level. But at the end of the day, the relationships, your day-to-day interactions with people,
The camaraderie.
and the community that you're in, that's really what it's about because that's where you live. That's where you're at, and the people that you're around, that you surround yourself with, that's who's going to be near you. So spending that time with them, celebrating their victories, celebrating the community, that's what it's all about. Like if you're not doing that, and I'll shout out Freddie Smith again. Freddie Smith is one of the best at doing that
Yes.
in his shop. Like anybody that comes in the shop, he's taking pictures with them. This is my old principal. Like it doesn't matter. That's what it's about.
And you have a unique opportunity to build those relationships and start it in school.
Yeah.
You have a unique opportunity to build those relationships and just hone it in school.
Before you even get your kid.
Before you even get your kid, get to know your peers. I'd go around and be like, hey, do you know his name? No. He's right next to you. Ask him his name. Ask him where he's from. And what that does is helps you start being able to start having a conversation. Because one of the toughest things a lot of students have is being able to keep a conversation with their clients or with their peers. Start practicing those things in school. You got your kit, now what?
I remember I was a newer instructor, and there was a new girl that came in. I'm not gonna say my name, but she came in. She was very reserved. You could tell that she just really kept herself. And I told some of the other senior cosmetologists, I'm like, hey, go introduce yourself. Go speak to her. Say, hey, how you doing? They're like, oh, we don't want to talk to her. I'm like, okay, bet. So they was walking by and they were standing there. And I'm like, hey, have you met these people? And they were like, we hate you, Ammi. So they had to talk to her. But, in the long run, that's what it's about, helping it. And let the senior students cut your hair. Yeah. Some students come in like, oh, yeah, I go to so-and-so. That's cool you go to, but you're in barber school now. Like, you need to build those relationships. And a lot of times the senior students are dope.
Ask questions.
Yeah.
Craig, Matt forced Kobe to let me cut his hair, and now Kobe only lets me cut his hair now.
Kobe, he would only let, what's his name? I know his name, but he would only let that one guy cut his hair and would not let nobody else cut his hair.
But you know how many students I've broken like that?
Yeah.
I've broken them like, and now he just wouldn't let nobody else cut his hair. You should charge him.
He buys me lunch every time.
Oh, that's dope.
Does he make an appointment?
Yeah. He's like, yeah, can you give me in the morning? If you can, that's fine. I'm like, yeah, I can get you.
And those things, you build those relationships in school. And I have something for the senior students too. There are a lot of senior students who are always quick to want to rush out the building when they're in school. That's not fair, because when you was a freshman, you wanted tutelage from a senior student.
Yeah.
So pay it forward. Don't be in a rushed thing because you've arrived and you can cut hair now. You're looking down on fresh students who come in like, oh, I ain't paying them no attention. You was in that position. So spread some love. Show some love. Give back what was given to you.
I used to love when people would come up and ask me questions, because it made me feel like I was doing something right, Like I'm like, plus I want to be an educator too, so I always love when people reach out to me and be like, hey, can you help me with this and that? And I'm like, yeah, sure, of course.
You called Dana yet?
Have I called Dana yet?
Yeah.
For what?
You just said you always wanted to be an educator, and we talked about this.
I will tell you this, Jordan, that teaching at the school, like something as simple as like, okay, in your mind, you could do a haircut and show somebody how you do it.
Yeah.
But explaining what you do,
it's hard. Yeah.
It's a whole different level to that.
So when you're young, you just said it. I'm just holding your feet to the fire.
I know. It's all right. It's in time. In time, not yet.
Inshallah.
And you said I always wanted to be an instructor. That's what you called Dana yet?
In time. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be an instructor in time.
But just start going up there part-time. Be like, hey, and especially in the evening. You know what you do with those students when you show up?
In the evening, like the 6 o'clock, after the 6 o'clock, but the 6 o'clock class? I might actually do that.
But you're a superstar now.
You know what
I'm not a
superstar.
You are. To the students, you cutting. So you pull up to the school, they're like, oh, shoot.
I've been around the circles and heard how people speak about you.
I'm not.
They almost whisper your name. They're like, Jordan.
I'm not a superstar, man. I'm just a man that loves cutting hair.
But it shows.
Yeah.
And a lot of people respect that. And a lot of people are seeing that. And so you just dropping by, is paying it forward, you would make a lot of people days, weeks, months. You would inspire some people. And I encourage students who have graduated from that school, go back. Always go back to your school and give back. And if you are a student at a school and you know someone who's graduated who's really good, ask your instructor for them to come back, because they will inspire people. Now you got your kid, what? Everybody has to be someone's ripple. Everyone has to be, excuse me, you have to be someone's ripple, because somebody was your ripple. So there's nothing for you to be someone else's ripple. And when I say that, is getting something from someone else that you don't know. Learning something from someone else. That's important. So if you're at a school in your area and you have some barbers who have went to the school, reach out to them. Ask them to come back, because in Johnson City, we have a lot of students who come back all the time. But we're trying to build that up in Bristol.
Jordan Bar.
Kobe.
Kobe's been killing it recently.
Yeah.
Kobe has been killing it, man. I'm proud.
Jonathan.
Jonathan says he's actually wanted to come.
He went to Bristol though, right?
Yeah.
He went to
the Bristol.
Bristol. Yeah.
Yeah, so talk to him. Tell him to come through. That's that spot. And we actually getting ready to move downtown on State Street here, probably like 6 weeks. So it's gonna be dope. We working.
dope.
Oh, it's gonna be special.
So is that all the barbers and everything going in there? Or is
The
it just
barbers, the cosmetologists, and the nails. And the aesthetics, we're gonna have the biggest aesthetic school in the area, probably one in the country.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's dope. That's dope.
Yeah, we're gonna make it official. We're gonna make it nice. I can't wait to go down to State Street because State Street's.
So that's going to be a lot more foot traffic too.
Yeah, we're gonna turn the light on down there in State Street, am I?
You should christen it with like, they get the bottles and just
Yeah. We're gonna turn the light on there.
That's gonna be dope.
Get a bow and snip it with the big scissors.
Yeah, we're gonna do all that.
Ceremonial.
We're gonna do all
This
that.
area of the United States is growing so rapidly.
Yes.
So rapidly. Like Tri-Cities area, Southwest Virginia, Northeast Tennessee
People are
is
coming in like
blowing
crazy.
up. Oh yeah, Bristol just opened a casino. They're building resort skyscrapers.
Hard rock.
Hard rock. Yeah, I mean it's crazy how much it's growing. And if you're listening to this podcast, feel free to come down and visit anytime. Like check it out.
East Tennessee is beautiful.
It's a good place to live, man. I'll tell you that.
Man, you can't get it. Being in the mountains, we about so far from Dollywood, and where Dolly Parton do her thing. Dollywood is dope with all the cabins. Have you been in a cabin up there in Dollywood?
I have not.
In
I
Gatlinburg?
love going out there. We used to have season tickets. And
Yeah.
My family was actually thinking about renting one of the big cabins this here soon, and
In Pigeon Forge,
Yeah,
on-
Pigeon
on
Forge.
top of the mountain, having it's
it's
you
nice.
should make a haircut video on the mountain
special.
in the cabin.
I might do that.
That'd be fire.
I might do that.
You need a drone.
I was telling someone about the barber competition I want to do at the lake with the natural light with the background setting of the lake. He's like, man, that's special.
I've been practicing.
For real.
Yeah, you think I'm playing?
We're gonna make it special. We're gonna open it up to the public. It's gonna be top of the mountain barber battle. I'm still looking for a date for it. It'll probably be around when school gets back around that time. Gonna make it special. Gonna have probably $2,500 to $5,000 cash prize, some trophies. Gonna have an entry fee. It's gonna be big. It's gonna be really major.
It's gonna be dope.
Yeah. So if you're a barber across the state of Tennessee or anywhere in the Southeast that want to participate, it's going to be called the Top of the Mountain Barber Battle. We're going to have a cash prize of $5,000 to $2,500, $5,000 for the winner, and second place and third place. It's going to be a natural light battle, cordless clippers, of course, because it's going to be outside in the element. We're going to be by Watauga Lake. I mean, it's beautiful out there, so scenic.
Okay.
And we talk about anybody from across the country. We want all the smoke.
Hey, Jordan.
All the smoke.
Okay, Shannon Sharp.
Shannon Sharp. Oh, dang, man.
He said he want all of it.
No, I just like competition, man. I love it.
Hey, that's what's up. It's gonna be good. I'm talking to some of my sponsors and see what they're gonna do, what they're ready to do. It's gonna be big. Spoke to one of the sponsors last week, and they ready to do the reggae and wine. We're gonna do it. It's gonna be June 10th. The one sponsored by the school, the 5th annual event for the area.
Reggae Wine was dope.
Reggae and wine was special.
Craig Charles, listen to what kind of man this is. This man said, listen, I like reggae. I like wine. I'm going to make a festival.
Yeah.
And by God, this festival getting bigger and bigger every year.
Yeah.
It just grows. By the time it's going to be a national holiday by the time we get done.
I hope.
Reggae and wine.
This man woke up and said, this is the two things I like. I'm making a festival.
Wine tasting with some reggae music, live reggae music. You can't beat that.
I mean, it was awesome. It was a great experience. You got artists, you got vendors, it was awesome.
And sponsored by Tennessee Hills Distillery, one of the finest moonshine makers in the area. Hey, shout out to Tennessee Hills, one of my sponsors again. Big up to them. Yeah. So you have your kit now. What else? What else you guys can think of?
What with the kit?
Yeah, you got your kit now. What should what do you got to focus on before you get your kit?
What to focus on before you get the kit?
You're not gonna get all your kit.
No, you just get part of it. I mean, I think in Crown Cutz, you don't really necessarily even get to the clipper part yet. When you get your kit, it's more shear work.
Right.
You're doing shear work on mannequin, which is a very underutilized thing. It seems like I'm saying it's not everybody, but in the barber industry, it seems like people have a negative thought process when it comes to doing long hair shear cuts. But
It's just intimidating for some people.
it is, and if you're actively cutting right now, if you're not getting long hair, there's no way you're not. I mean, you have to be, because there's just a style that's keep coming back, and it's coming back stronger. So you're getting a lot more longer hair, and it's only going to prepare you to not turn down services. You know, when the 70s hit and, you know, people started on like that hippie lifestyle, some barbers starved because they just didn't do the sheer haircuts.
The Beatles, they changed the game up.
They did. They came over from England and they like, look at my hair. You know,
it was like with them lineup
and you know, all them girls were screaming for him. So dude was like, they're screaming for them.
so let me get the Edgar.
they had their first original Edgar. For real.
I am growing my hair out.
Yeah.
If that's what it takes for girls to scream at me, I'm growing my hair out.
Women like longer hair. It seems like women. I don't know why, but it's just a thing that seems like.
So yeah, I mean, focus on your guards. Understand what the guards do. Know what the clipper does. The function of the clippers. Understand it. Understand what clipper of a comb, what share of a comb, because all those things are a prerequisite for when you get your full kit and you're out on the floor cutting. Knowing how to do a perm, roller sets, because people are going to come asking for perms. Knowing how to do the 180, the 45, the 90 degrees, knowing the angles of the hair, how to use your leverage to cut hair.
Learn the different types of combs. That was something for me that I didn't learn later on. Is like, why is there all these different? Every comb does different
the rat
things.
tail comb,
Taper comb, flat top comb.
Yes,
all them things.
understand those combs. By the time you hit 200, you on the floor, you will still need direction now, but it's going to be. You're not beating yourself. You're not stressing out because a haircut comes, you don't know what to do.
When I first started cutting hair, I had one comb, one type of comb, and I thought this was the
all-purpose comb. The
clipper comb. Yeah, the wall comb that come with the clippers. I thought that's all you needed, you know. But when you actually get into cutting hair, different tool. Just like you need different clippers, different trimmers, different scissors, you need different combs.
And make this industry so fun. Make this industry fun. Make the industry fun. Shout out to some of our reviews we've been having in the past week and months. We've been getting some great reviews, man. Thanks to the fans, the people listening to our podcast. Share it, like it, go on YouTube. And if you want to leave us a message, you can leave us a message on. We have an Instagram page for Barber College Success. Or either one of the schools, the Crown Cutz Academy, JC, or Crown Cutz Academy, Bristol, you can leave a message there. Or even you can leave a message on my personal page, Craig Charles. Or you can even send Jordan or Ammi a message. We love getting feedback because the feedback keeps us going. It keeps us motivated to let us know that, hey, we are inspiring people out there. We are pushing people, and we are listening to you guys. Give a shout out to to Chad. Chad, we are going to work on some things for you guys. We have some great things coming. Shanna, Bailey, yes, we're going to get some things for you. We are working on a podcast for people who start in barbering later on in life. It's never too late to start barbering, first off. And we have a special podcast for that. One of our students, his name is Chris. I think he's in his mid-50s, and he just started. And I was talking to him this week, and he was like, Craig, do you realize I never touched a pair of clippers in my life? I didn't know how this was going to work, but I knew I needed something different. And I love this. I love what I do now. The improvements that I've made in the past 3 months is next to none. Second level. And I'm happy I found my calling. So, yeah, we are going to come out there and have a blast of a podcast for you in the upcoming weeks about starting barbering later on in life. It's okay.
Our oldest student is 84.
What's her name?
She's a cosmetologist, right?
Mary Lou.
Yeah.
She's coming back to get her barbering skill honed.
Yeah.
Oh, so she was a cosmetologist.
I've
seen her before.
She's
somewhere.
licensed, but she wanted to get better, more proficient with shorter haircuts.
That's dope.
She's 84 years old.
So don't feel bad. You know, you can start anytime. I love it when you start at 17. I love it when you start at 84.
Yeah.
Because the industry we love so much, we just want to encourage people to keep reaching for their goals and be inspired.
Yeah. I mean, 84, I mean, and she is one of our best students. You know, she comes in motivated and is really eager to learn. And it's just, as long as you got that hunger to learn, like we got a place for you.
Yep. And she mentioned that she want to be an instructor as well, which is great.
That's dope.
That is next level. That is next level.
She could be out here doing crispy fades just like me.
Hey.
They're dangerous.
Hey, she might take some of your fans.
Hey, whatever she can take, she can have.
But the interesting thing is, now you have your kit. That doesn't mean, again, don't leave your stuff in your kit at home. Bring it with you.
Bring the whole thing with you.
And I'm not saying just going to buy $3,000 worth of stuff, but you can add to your kit. You can add little things to your kit here and there to make you more proficient.
Yeah, don't feel like you got to go buy everything that the senior students have.
Don't
off the
feel
rip.
that way. Take your time, because more often than not, especially with my kit, we're gonna get you up to date with the latest and the greatest. So you can get when you hit the ground, you hit the lab, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many ideas I want to add to my kit. I even want to add like a pair of shoes to my kit. So say you got your feet when you hit the floor, like 750 hours.
Air Forces, just a white Air Force, $90.
Nah, the black one.
Don't do that. Oh, I mean, I guess it's Crown Cutz.
Yeah, black.
I mean, I guess so.
The Panda.
Don't. No, please don't. There's so too many people got
That'd be tough too.
I mean, but something just to like let students know, hey, you are appreciated. You on the floor now. You're gonna get some shoes. So I'm working on a sponsorship with a sneaker company just for my school.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's gonna be dope.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna have Crown Cutz on the back.
The shoe game in the barber industry is
ridiculous.
It's there. I mean, it is. Like, I know some people like to wear what they wear, but for some reason, the shoe game is very important.
Oh, of course. Shout out to Nike. Shout out to Adidas. Who want to hit me up first? Let me know.
Puma,
if you want to sponsor your boy, let your boy know.
Get the pair of Nike Monarchs.
Yeah, you're gonna get a
rock some Monarchs.
I rock them too. Now,
but that's what I want to do. You know what I mean? My kit is going to add, like I said, a camera, some shoes, because I want to add a photography class to my curriculum and the mental health, along with the mental health and the domestic violence. Because I think the more we equip barbers out there, the better off they're going to be able to serve their community and help themselves.
And that sets you apart from other schools as well.
that'd be dope. That'd be so dope. So dope.
So what do you guys think about that, the kit? And what do you guys think about the podcast today?
I love the podcast. The kits is like a rite of passage. Don't feel like you have to go out and buy more for your kit. Learn what you got. Be happy with what you have, and grow with what you have. And then if you feel like you need something, once you maximize your ability at that time.
Down to your stuff for your manicures. That comes in all kits.
Yeah.
Maximize that. Don't just put it aside and throw it away, because that's part of barbering.
I mean, in a manicure, if you ever had a manicure, that's an enjoyable thing. Yeah. Like if you're able to give a good manicure, who doesn't appreciate that?
And don't give people your kits, supplies.
People be doing that.
And don't let another senior student borrow your tools, because what they doing, they want to borrow your tools, they might switch it out.
Dang. That's horrible.
I mean, thinking about it, you coming in, you wet behind the ears, you see it, just like, oh, he got the Barber trimmers. Yo, can I borrow your trimmers? Mine's died. And you don't got switched out.
Yeah.
He done gave you his one that he's been using, and it got like about 500 miles on it. Yours got 2 miles, and he switched out on you.
500 miles. You got 3,000 hours of cuts on it.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Don't let other people borrow your tools.
A bad boy's blade is like $50.
I mean, the whole
Clippers is getting more and more expensive, man.
Right.
It's crazy how much like the Gamma Instincts are like $300.
Are they $300?
I think something like $255, $250 or something.
Lord of mercy.
Yeah, that's my next racket too. I want to have my own clipper. Put the Crown Cutz clipper.
There you go.
Yeah,
so put in my Cutz clipper.
Yeah, that's a dope name.
Make them all gold.
You want yours gold?
I mean, you favorite gold? Those or is it silver?
I mean, both.
Oh, I mean,
and then I want to give all my students who graduated. Hey, we're gonna give them to the students.
That'd be dope. As like a graduation present, like a gold clipper.
That would be dope.
That would be sick.
Like how Gamma did the gold gun. Yeah. You could have like one that you could just like you graduate with. You can frame it or whatever.
That'd be dope. That'd be sick.
I mean, again, I just want to keep setting the bar and changing the game.
Setting the bar.
Yeah. J Bar the Barber.
52.
Yeah. J Bizzo. J. Yes. What's your lasting words, Jay, on this podcast? What would you tell someone, this new student getting that kit? You got your kit, now what?
Just go in, put that work, man. Put the work in, and don't turn on any services or any knowledge that is supposed to be given to you. Like I know that some people, when you first get your kit, you most likely not going to cut for like another couple months. You might have to start working on like perms and curling rods and stuff like that. And just go ahead and do it, man. Get it down pat. Later on you might be able to use it to your advantage and make more money than just cutting.
Don't get discouraged. Do not get discouraged because you're not on the floor right away. Because a lot of licensed professional cosmetologists and barbers They always want to go back and learn what they didn't learn in school because they didn't take their time to learn it. A lot of cosmetologists want to come back and learn how to do better men's haircut. A lot of barbers want to come back and learn how to use their shears. Maximize your time in school. Learn that time in the beginning. Use that time wisely. Use that time wisely while you're in school. That time when you're not touching the clippers, that time when you're practicing, learn the haircuts, learn how to use your shears, how to hold your shears properly, how to hold your comb properly, knowing about the clippers, knowing about the chairs, how to operate the barber chair. All those things you should know and have a thorough understanding before you hit the floor. Knowing what a fire extinguisher is, knowing how to clean up your station, how to clean your barber chair, how to change your barber side. All these things that you should know and learn about before you touch the floor. Knowing how to clean the bathroom properly, knowing how to keep the lobby cleaned, just how to be really cleanliness. Sanitation should be your high priority before you touch the clippers. Know everything about sanitation. How to wash your hands thoroughly and properly. From your fingertips to your elbow, wash your hands. Your hygiene. All those things you got to work on. And people don't think about. Work on those things so you'll be boss when it's that time. So you focusing now. You know how to do everything. All you're focusing on is just how to refine it now. You know how to get to point A to point B, from point A to point B, but now you're just refining things. So that's typically your first month to 6 weeks. You got your kit, now what? What does a guard do? Know the guards from the half guard, the 1, the 1.5, and on up. Identify how to eliminate time, how to help your time. So you can look at a haircut and see, I am not going to use a guard 3 and up. I'm not going to use a guard 1.5 and up. Understand those principles. And if you don't listen to this podcast, talk to your instructors and ask a senior student. Being able to identify from across the room as a new barber. The side of his head from the parietal ridge below, that's a 1. He's not using no more than a 1 and 1.5. Because those are questions that people have. Well, what guard you got on? You should be able to identify what guard someone is using by what part of the hair they're in. If someone's on the nape, right below the occipital bone, how many guards are you using? Depending on what type of haircut they have. Mm-hmm. If you're talking about like a taper, you should know exactly what guards, a low tape, you should know exactly what guards from the nape to the occipital bones you're using. You can stand from across the hall and identify that. Does that make sense?
It does. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. Because some students are always like, what guard you got on? And I'll give them a test. Think about it. So, and that's where math comes in. I'll be like, think about it. You right at the nape, and you know, like below the occipital bone, where we've talked about it, every transition line is like 1 inch up. So you at the nape and to the occipital bone, that's typically about 2 inches. Mm-hmm. So what guards would you use knowing the hair length and you're doing a taper? And what guards would you not use above the occipital bone when you're doing the taper? So that should help you answer that question. You know, if you're doing a low taper on the back of on the nape, you're not going to be using a 5 guard.
Get that. I don't know. Did you use a 5 guard when you tapered me out? You probably didn't go over a 4.
What, in the back?
Yeah, where I got all this hair now.
I actually use it 1.5.
That's the highest guard you use. Mm-hmm. He's a bad man.
So you see what I'm saying? You could understand that, and people and another mistake people do with those 1.5 guards, 1.5, the white 1.5 guards for the walls.
Don't throw them away.
They press too hard. When they press, because those guards are really just like a delicate guards and they're detailing guards.
Yeah.
When you press too hard, they will not stay in the clippers too long. Mm-hmm. So you have to use them soft.
And I didn't figure that out until No, actually, not that long ago. Because I have a 1.5 that's a platinum guard,
Right.
and a 1.5 the white one.
And those
the
and
white
platinum's
one's more
for adult.
detailed.
if you press too hard, they're gonna
It'll come
Pop
off.
off.
they'll pop off. Just delicate.
And that's the best guard in the world.
Yeah.
That's the most important guard because that's the guard that blends everything together.
And understand what the raking technique is. If your guard is broken, you don't have a guard, how to rake and adjust. Simulate guards. How can you simulate guards? And that's another podcast. But
That's some Craig Charles magic.
Yeah, the raking technique.
I mean, it's an underrated technique that gets you where you need to be. And I don't know why a lot of instructors don't like teaching it.
I feel like because they don't really understand it. It's kind of like I feel like it's just something that you pick up after you cut hair for a long time.
Yeah, because I heard this one girl, she told me, shout out to Shelly out in Murphys in Clarksville. She's like, my instructor didn't want us to do the raking technique. I was like, what? Shelly's a dope barber in Clarksville. She's dope, second to none. I was like, why? I didn't figure it out. Because you want to arm students with everything possible for their arsenal to complete their haircut. Because there's so many ways to do a haircut.
It might have just not been a technique that they were comfortable with themselves, so they didn't want them to learn it.
Probably. So, but again, as we know, all good things have to come to an end. And again, shout out to Feed Spot for ranking us in the top 25 podcasts in the world. Shout out to Colossal Brand for one of my major sponsors. And again, if you have information and you want to get in touch with us, shout us out on Barber College Success Instagram, send a message, or Barber College Success. We get ready to put a website up on Instagram page for Craig Charles, Instagram page for the school, Crown Cutz Academy JC, Crown Cutz Academy Bristol. Hit Jordan up on his...
On my regular name, Jordan Bar _52. It's gonna change one day. I don't know when, but it's gonna change.
He sounds so disappointed.
I know. Yeah, I know.
And our co-host, another co-host, Ammi.
Ammi Fields, Ammi your barber, AMMI. It looks like Amy with 2 M's.
Yes, sir. And Ammi just opened the barber shop.
Yes,
in
sir.
the past month. So we're gonna be talking about stuff like how to open your shop. What do you need? And it's dope. You know what I mean? And again, we're doing some great things. Getting ready to open up a nail salon nail school for my wife downtown. So that's going to be like 4 schools now. If you need information on opening a school as well, hit me up. I mean, I do consultations for opening schools, shops, whatever it may be. Or even just want to be your best student. We can work something out and I'll consult on that too as well. But again, Barber College Success brought to you by Craig Charles of Crown Cutz Academy JC, Crown Cutz Academy, Bristol, Virginia, and JC, that's Johnson City, Tennessee. Because Johnson City borders Tennessee, where it's about 30 minutes apart. Johnson City, Tennessee borders North Carolina, Kentucky, and Virginia. So we're in a unique area of East Tennessee where we are close to several different states. Again, check us out, shout us out, follow, like, and subscribe. And share it with a friend. Let them know that, hey, you're getting inspired by this podcast, and let's get this movement going. Let's put it up. Peace.